Yeah. Hey, shalom to the world.
Shalom.
When it starts, it's always about giving no praise to Hashem, Salakia, two ego there. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to the brothers doing the work in truth, while sincerity. We're just going to go into something, see where the Spirit leads, right? This brother posted a scripture in the morning about Israel, being special people. So without further ado, you got it, bro?
I've got that, yeah. This is the scripture the priest of the brother posted. This is 1 Chronicles chapter 17 and verse 21, and it says, "And what nation in the earth is like thy people Israel, whom the Most High went to redeem, to be his own people, to make thee a name of greatness and terribleness, by driving out nations from before thy people, whom thou hast redeemed out of Egypt."
Right. And hey, you look at Jeremiah 16:14. What does the scripture say? Scripture says, "No longer shall it be called, no longer shall people say Yahweh liveth, that I brought the children of Egypt out of the land of Egypt, children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." Salakia. Right, but Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north. Right. So, and that's why we're going through all. In fact, but Kashaf, if anyone can get Ezekiel 36 and I think from like 20. Yeah, from 21.
Yeah.
Straight into it.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 21. "But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whither they went."
Right, and that's what our people have been doing, through throughout the captivities that we've been through, and even unto this day. Right, you see them, they're the biggest homosexuals that you see. A whole load of them right now about to go and celebrate some Saturnalia, right, profaning the name of the Lord. But what does Scripture say here? It says that Israel are the chosen, the special people of the Lord. Right, but we ain't acting like it. We acting like slaves for the most part, right?
Yeah, and we are slaves. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, "Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went."
Right. So the Lord is basically going to save and deliver us out of this captivity, right? To magnify his name, right? Just like how we're reading there about in the time of Egypt, right? That will be the same thing once again, but it'll be like, hey, that's the Lord, right? The way this deliverance is going to happen, or what does the scripture say? Wisdom 5, right? Strangers to their salvation, right?
And it says, "And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes."
Right, say when the Lord, makes spruces us up, right, it's gonna make the Lord even more worshipped and praised, right?
And I was going to add as well, brother, the word Zion in the Hebrew, which is Taziah, which means monument, and we're the monument of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai upon the earth, his people, so basically the representation upon the earth, man. When people look at us, okay, in the kingdom, they're gonna know. There's many scriptures on that, Jeremiah 16, and the Lord, everyone's gonna know. Like they did when the great disruption happened in Egypt, okay? They heard about it.
Yeah.
Right? They just heard about it, and they already were in fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because that showed that he's a living power, man.
Yeah.
Not no idol.
Yeah, and if I can add real quick, because sure, that's why the Lord has us out here. Scripture says, He'll make us roughly paraphrasing, the Lord will basically make us a watchman around to these nations. So we'll be like, look, man, from the apostles, 30 winters, right, out there, saying, look, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. And when these things come to pass, and Lord, they will come, people are going to be like, yo, hey, the prophets have been among us, man.
Yeah,
You know?
and for the longest.
Yeah.
Like, without fail,
Yeah.
like not no fad, like continuously. The apostles, like Apostle Paul, who's on over 30 years.
Yeah.
The scriptures say, "Your eyes shall see your teachers." Man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it also talks about the prophets of old, what they would be doing. It all matches up.
Yeah, and in that time, what have they been professing? The name of the Lord.
Yes.
So when these things come to pass, then who's going to be magnified?
It's prophecy.
That's right.
And that's why the scriptures say the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and are safe, man. You know, it's all about the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Everything in the past, present, and the future was all done to glorify the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. That is a true name and it's one that should be worshipped and feared.
Yeah. Or even in Esdras, when Yahushai is crowning the elect in the vision, what does it say? It says, "Them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Yahushai."
That's right.
You know, so the name is very important.
Yeah.
It says, this is verse 24.
Yeah.
"For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all
Yeah.
countries, and will bring you into your own land."
Can. Yeah, so, you know, now so it's segue back to what it is that we started off with, because the Lord, as a curse in Deuteronomy 28, chapter 64th verse, basically scattered us as a curse amongst all these heathen nations. Right, but guess what happens? When Israel are among those heathen nations, who are the best of those quote-unquote heathens? The ones that are really Israelites, man.
That's right.
Right? You know, the best Moabite looking at anything that you see will be a Jake, right? Because if anyone can get more, Matthew 5. Hey, obviously, if you got precepts,
Matthew 5, what would you want?
5:13.
This is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 13. It says, "Ye are the salt of the earth. If the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salty?
Yeah.
It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men."
Right, so it is all right now. We're the salt. We're not right now. We've always been the salt of the earth, right? You know, that's why anything good that happens, ultimately, it comes from an Israelite, man. Right, that's why Elder Rakar from our camp, well, what is he always, you know, he gives a story about how when he was in the islands, right, he wasn't even that fast, man. Then he came over here, and all of a sudden, he's the fastest, fastest runner in the school, right, or whatever it was. And we can all attest to that. I'm not a great dancer, right, but when I was around Woodcroft, where was I was in Swansea somewhere, I'm dancing. I'm like, fucking hell, must be Michael Jackson in this bitch, man. Right?
Yeah. To be really, Elder Okawa says that to be like great and exceptional among Jake, you've got to be like super Jake.
Yeah.
You got to be really exceptional.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Hey, Bob,
Yeah, because that's true, because we are Yashra Allah, you know. He is a prince of the power. So obviously we're noble, we're great, so we're always going to stand out. So if we're going to be amongst heathens, hey, it's most definitely we're going to stand out.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Got a precept. This is Isaiah chapter 45 verse 4, and it says, "For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have called thee by thy name, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me." Why is that, man? Because Israel has been put into a sleep of ignorance, of darkness, you know, under the so-called white man mainly, you know, not taking heed to the name of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And you know, they're following of the ways of these heathens, man. Like we're talking about Christmas that's gonna come up. A lot of Jake gonna be, you know, cooking that turkey. Nothing wrong with cooking turkey and that, but they're doing it for what? A false god, man.
Yeah, they're doing it because they're all in a
Yeah.
As Kaba always say, you know, get a hat tip to the side.
That's it, man.
And all of that. I mean, you know, as it's been coming out, look, if you want to get a meal, get a meal. Right, but you know, don't be all, you know, hey, you know, all getting in the spirit of it, you know, because everything comes with the spirit associated with it.
You can't, and it's like if you notice that in the adverts they're using Jake to promote Christmas and all that, man. The nigger woman and Jake and all that. Oh, it's Christmas with the kids and stuff like that. You know, to hype up. You know, Jake's got that flavor and make everything stand out, or you know, make it seem more grave than it is, man. Yeah, man, that's how it is.
And that's in the scriptures in Jeremiah the 10th chapter.
Yeah.
And what's beautiful about that, you said it's the spirit, because if something I've noticed in England, just every day in London, traveling around, that whole spirit of Christmas, really the last few years, it's dying out.
Yeah, it's dying out.
You know, it's dying out. I remember when I was a child, over like maybe 2 decades ago, it was people had all the different things, lights and everything out on their porch, and you know, everyone would go out and make snowmen and all that. You hardly ever see that now.
Yeah. Now it's like they have to force it.
Yeah.
That's why when we be at camp, sometimes they have the fake snow. To try
Oh,
to
yeah.
You know, they're trying to force the spirit because they know that the spirit is really dead. And why is it happening? Because this kingdom is, you know, at its last end, man. You know, so that's why the Lord is dampening out all of the wickedness of society, man.
Yeah.
You know, and all of their festivals and, you know, all of their wicked ways, man. It's getting dampened, man. This place is, you know, it's going down. It's done.
And one way Esau's using that Christmas as well is for gain.
Yeah,
You know, for that monetary gain. And and he's also at the same time stretching the world thin, man. Economically, everyone's through. They even over here we're in austerity right now. You know, so no one's got the funds to be able to even do that. You know,
And they'll pretend.
yeah.
Can't agree. So this is Matthew 24, verse 37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark."
So they were in that mirth spirit. They were just like, oh yeah, you know, let's have fun. And we all know people like that. That's the majority of the people that we're around. Right? You be at the job, you know, hey, they'll have the hats tipped to the side, the Christmas jumper, right? You know, the stockings and that. You know, just seeing them on Amazon. That's present for girlfriend. Oh, my present hasn't arrived yet. Well, man, it's terrible. Right? Because they're waiting for them presents to arrive, whatever, what have you. Right? Carry on.
Yeah. And it says, "And knew not until the flood came and took them all away."
Right, yeah, I said that took him Christmas. I remember, was it December 26, 2004? Right, them guys had just had an amazing Christmas the night before. Then the tsunami came and wiped them all away. Right, because when these people, they don't have no, what do you call it? They don't have no perception of things to come. Right, they have no perception. It's all about do things now, do things, you know, have fun. Whereas what, man, you know, if someone can get me that, 2 Peter 3:11.
All right.
Right. People say, oh, so many innocents, but they weren't innocent. Because like we said, they had just finished celebrating Christmas, man.
Yeah. It says, do you want to start from 11 or from 9? From Lord is not slack, or from the point?
From the point.
Right, this is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner
What are literally all of these things, man? You read Malachi 4:1, it speaks about the day that burns as an oven, and the apostle Tahar, well, I'm supposed, you know, get it in, and that. Apostle Tahar was basically explaining what that means, right? You know, ancient ovens, well, you make the bread, 1 second, 2 seconds, the bread is done. Right, so them ancient ovens were hot, really hot, right? So that, you know, basically saying this day is basically gonna burn people up, man. Right, yeah, you even had the case of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That oven, the guys that put them in, right, you know, the furnace, that fire, right, they died. Right, just chucking them in there, right?
And it says, "What manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?"
Right, so what manner, you know, how are we supposed to conduct ourselves in this day to day? Right, and that is the difference between us and everyone in the world out there, right? Because yeah, we work and we do this, we do that, but we work knowing that the Lord might come back, you know, knowing that the chip is going to come out. Right, so we're not invested. It goes back to the spirit of it. We're not in the spirit of this place. So we work. We don't work to build up an empire.
We're not in the spirit of mirth.
Yeah.
You know?
Scripture. Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 2. "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men." So yeah, man, that's the spirit you gotta be in. You gotta be in the house of mourning, right? You can't be in the Christmas spirit, man. You know, but you know, some brothers you might have to go to a Christmas event, you know, for your workplace and stuff like that. But then when you're there, you can't be in the same spirit as everyone else there. You know, you're basically just going there to show your face, man. You're not going there, you know, to put on the hat, cut the cake, you you know, smile, do backflips, you know, be the last one on the dance floor. That's, that's not what you're going there to do, man. You got to be wise as a servant.
Yeah,
man.
that's right, that's right. Hey, Elder Yeshawamba said this in a video a while back, man. He said, you know, you got to know how to go into the matrix and come out. And in the matrix, right, they went there, did what they had to do, right? But then they got to a point like, look, man, we've been here too long, or they heard the phone ring. Like, fuck, okay, cool, the demons are coming, and they'll run back, man.
Yeah. You finished on that? Al?
Yep.
Hey, I've got a precept because, hey, you know, talking about the house of mourning, how we're not in that spirit of, we're not in that spirit of mirth. If you look at our people, like we've been talking about Christmas, Saturday, they get all up into that spirit, man. They get into the workplace and they get all up into that Esau's vibe, you know. This is Exodus chapter 32, verse 6. And this is basically just to give a background of what I'm about to read, because I'm going to read to the point. But when Moses was up in the mountain, you know, the Most High was giving the laws and all that. You know, the people of Israel, they basically told Aaron, look, God made gods unto us, you know. So Aaron got the gold of the earrings and made a molten calf. Okay, and this is what it says about the children of Israel, man. It says, verse 32 and 6. It says, and they rose up early on the morrow, and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. So Jake's always in that spirit, even when things are going crazy and things are going mad. You're trying to tell Jake the truth and they hate you for it, but they're just all about that party life, man. Everything's okay, you know. They show you all that. They show you that in what's that film, man?
I know what you're talking about, so I'm thinking of the same scene.
The Purge. That's right.
Yeah, that's
in the Purge, man, you got the Purge going on.
The first Purge,
right? And what's Jake doing? Jake's just partying, right?
Yeah.
Jake's just partying. And in Matthew 24, what did it say? He said that they were going to be eating and drinking, giving hand in marriage. What's weddings about? Ain't weddings? Women love weddings.
Oh yeah.
My big day. Yeah, because women go to weddings. They go to that. It's like going to a club. They go to these parties, and then it's like they're going to a party and then get a man. You know, would actually scope out a man in the fucking wedding. That's that spirit of mirth, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a ceremony and all that, like we did in our ancient customs. But this now ain't the time, man. Now is the time not for mirth. Now is the time to go to the house of mourning, man.
And you see these IUSC guys doing that, man. No, marriage and giving into marriage in a time like this, man. In a time where you're supposed to be, you know, warning the people of World War III. In a time you're supposed to be warning the people about the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. So we're not in a time of mirth and shit like that. Let's say something.
You look like he was about to say.
No, go on, bro.
Yeah, the which Apostle Ram was bringing up how basically they don't even believe in Jacob's trouble, man. Right? And then you said like, what the scripture says, you know, and that's why you're gonna be grateful, and that's you know, it's the description, Matthew 13:16 says, Yahushua said, but blessed are your eyes for they see. Right? Because we could have been them guys in IURC with the fattest lineup, cursing the guy out, saying he's breaking the law. The sharpest lineup. You know, you can't, you know, there's certain laws that you can't keep easily, right? But not getting the lineup, that's easy to keep, man.
Bro, I watched a video today on IUIC London. You guys are going off, man. The guy had dreads, right? Big, long dreads. And he was like, they asked him, why did you join IUIC? And he said, oh, because they keep the law. But you got dreads on.
Come on,
you know, these guys are out of control, man. You know, IUIC, you're out of control, and you guys that choose to remain in IUIC and don't leave and repent, you're gonna be destroyed right along with your leader Nate, man. You know, that's just what it is, man. You guys are going the hell off, man. You guys are not focusing on the scriptures. You're ignoring prophecies. You're ignoring the RFID chip. You're ignoring Jacob's trouble. You're ignoring all the major prophecies, man. Alright, so you guys are gonna get put to death, man. That remain in there, man.
That's right, man. You know, on the point you just said there, because one of their videos, one of the guys was talking about the mark of the beast, and they had the audacity to say, "Oh, seek things are not too high for you." You know what I'm saying? So they did a cop out, which you're supposed to be warning the people of Israel of those dreadful prophecies that are to come, man. Because it's in society right now, man. It's in Sweden, it's in the UK, it's in America. You know, America, Wisconsin, Sweden, England, the BBC did a video on it. So you're supposed to be warning them. So if you're not going to warn them about the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, what if they take it?
You have an unction from the Most High and you know things.
That's right, man.
So that's going to be a lot of blood in your hands.
Because the post was basically going into the fact that even if it, which it is, I don't even like say it like that, right? But they're still putting it in, making an incision into the flesh, right? There's still sin going on in that whole putting that chip inside you, man. Right? In fact, the very point that you're not supposed to have something like that inside you is the fact that your body rejects that shit, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, for that main reason, they should be addressing it.
Yeah.
Because let's say you don't believe it's the mark of the beast. Fair enough, right? Not fair enough, but you're going to get damned. Yeah? But let's say you don't believe in the mark of the beast. Hold on, but you know that this whole cashless society thing is going to happen sooner or later, and you guys are choosing not to address it. So you got to ask yourself, why are you choosing not to address that, man? Does that mean you're going to take the chip? You know, that means you don't have a problem with it? You know? They're not saying, look, we want to take it, but we don't believe it is. They're just not addressing it at all. So that means when that time comes, your whole congregation is going to be, faced to take that chip, man. Because what? You have a 501c3. So you have to be in line with the state, man.
Yeah. You even got certain Christian groups that do say it's the mark of the beast, the RFID. Some pastors that actually teach that in their congregations. Obviously they're not teaching in the name, so that that ain't here or there. But at least how can they see that? They're saying that. And the funny thing is, they're not. First of all, in that video, they didn't defend with the precepts. They didn't bring out precepts to defend what it is or what it isn't. They didn't address the situation like that. And the second thing is, if you just go one chapter over to it from Revelation 13 to 14, it's got the judgment. So then you've got to think about whatever it is that's being done, whatever you're saying the mark is, then the judgment's there for that mark.
If you're going to say it's Christianity, then all of us are free. Like the majority of Israel is free. So if it was Christianity.
So does that mean that the Muslims and the Buddhists are going to make it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. But what religion do the majority of Jake believe in? They're in Christianity, man. Right. Yeah, Khan. Yeah. Sorry, because our brother mentioned this. I'll get a Galatians 4:16. Right, it says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" Right. So these people, when we speak to them about the scriptures or whatever, what have you, right? They hate us for it, man. And what's one of the reasons they hate us? Right, because we're not fun. You used to be fun. You're not fun anymore. Right, you never want to go to the clubs anymore. Right, you never want to do this. Right, because we come in a different spirit. Right, and we're bringing we're singing. We're in the new songs. Scriptures talk about being renewed. Right, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai, we're being renewed, man.
Alright, I got a quick one for you. Amos 5:10, they hate him that rebuketh at the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, man. That's what they're doing. They're abhorring us for speaking uprightly, for speaking righteousness, and for speaking the 100% pure truth of these scriptures, man. If they didn't come out with it first, they just don't want to deal with it.
Oh yeah, that's the Apple vibe, man. But Apple don't want to do touchscreen laptops because they didn't come up with it first.
That's the kind of vibe. If Nate was to suddenly just say, "Look, man, it is what it is," then what are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna say, "All right, no, fuck, we ain't dealing with Nate no more," and you just gonna go behind him 100%, man? You gotta think of these things, man. Because a lot of you are just blindly following Nate into a ditch, man.
Were you just talking about the people in the world that don't before that?
Yeah.
I've got a precept. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3. "For the time past, our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles," because we're all in a Gentile state of mind. "When we walked in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revelings," basically in that party spirit, that Bacchus spirit, it says, "banquetings and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you." So these guys, when you come in the truth and then you get this truth, then you slowly and further yourself and away more and more from the world, man. So these same guys that your friends that you knew and grew up with you, your homies, your boys, your neighbors or whatever that you grew up with, you kick the footy around with, all of a sudden, what's wrong with him? Who's acting like this? And then now they're talking behind your back. You're a bit weird, man. You're
doing that Bible stuff.
Bible stuff. It's a bit,
that GSM. He said something about GSM.
Militant and that, and that's how they're moving.
It obviously had me do a video on it. There's a quote from Sabrina. Well, basically, Sabrina's still she's quote half human, half witch, right? And she's trying to keep her human friends around. And what did the cousins say to us? Like, look, man, you know, the things that that they deem important, right, will soon become trivial to you, man. Right? And that's the same thing. You might be around, you know, niggas at the job and that. Yeah, fam, you know, hey, you know, yeah, man, yeah, boss was fat, fam. Yeah, she got a man on. You're just there, like, man, what's wrong with these guys, man? Right? You know, at first, you know, you want to chill with these guys. But after a while, it's like, you know, their things do become trivial. Like, why are you even worried about that?
The beautiful thing is, you know what he said? Also, he says they're gonna die.
yeah.
He said they're gonna die. You ain't.
Oh,
So
shit.
you know that's another reason why you
Yeah.
should, because it's gonna cause you unnecessary pain.
Yeah.
If you link with them, they're gonna die. You're
Yeah.
eternal. So what's the point making friends with them? It's unnecessary pain.
It talks about the congregation of the dead. Talks about the congregation of the dead in the scriptures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can't.
And you know what's funny about that is, like, for example, they might say something like, you know, let's say their auntie might die or something, right? They're all moping.
Yeah.
They're like, your cousin or something. Man, and then you meet him one day, he's looking at you sideways. Why don't you come to the funeral, man? You know, all that,
Yeah.
And in your head, you're just thinking,
Let the
man,
dead bury their
let the
dead.
dead bury the dead.
Oh, that's cold! Yo, these...
Your house was cold, man.
Go on, man.
Do you, brother? It's like, no,
That's
hey,
spirit, man. Go on, bro.
people like to make the Lord seem like this is, oh, you know, as Cowboy says, oh, come my child, right?
Yeah.
This whole, you know, lovey-dovey, whatever, what have you. But that's a cold-ass statement, man. Let the dead bury their dead. And when you read, what was that? Proverbs 21:16, right? He that, what we just
Walk
quoted,
out of the way of
walk understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Yeah. And that's the thing, these guys don't have the understanding. We've been given the understanding. So then the first thing we get these scriptures coming out mind, and we also think, man, yeah, that deep, she's up in, you know, your auntie, she's just up in the spiritual realm. She's down rooting for us.
Yeah,
So she understands that.
She's calm now, man. She alright, man.
Yeah.
Right?
We're not thinking, you're not looking at death.
about my great.
You're not looking at death the same, because
Yeah.
that's one of the deep things. And you know, you find out it's truth. You find out, you read Job. You find out what happens to you after you die. You know, that's a big question in the world.
Yeah.
You know, Jake, what happens to you after you die?
Yeah.
You know?
Afterlife, you know.
You know, they got all these different doctrines and false philosophies, but then the scriptures are plain on what happens, man.
Hey, a lot of people live recklessly on this side because they think that there's no afterlife.
Yeah.
They think that, you know, YOLO. They're like YOLO spirit, so they think, fuck, I ain't coming back. There's not going to be no judgment. So I might as well just, you know, pop this Chinese.
You only live once, do as thou wilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you knew that, hold on, there's a judgment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be before Yahweh Shem Yahshua. I'm gonna get sentenced and come back. You ain't gonna do half of the shit you were doing.
But you know what it is? That's lack of understanding ain't been given to them, and lack of faith, because the gift of faith will not be given to them. Because that's why when they read Revelation 13, you got the prophets out on the highways and byways breaking it down to you for years what it is, right? Then we're telling you what it is for our apostles and elders. Then all of a sudden you actually started seeing the chip being pushed. It's transactional. It's inserted into the hand, into the forehead. It makes sense. Everything's making sense in spirit, but these guys ain't getting it.
Yeah.
So when you go to Revelation 14, it says that in the presence of the Lamb and the holy angels, they're gonna basically get burnt up, man. That's what's coming to them, you know.
And even just on the topic, right, about that YOLO life, right, and what you just mentioned, that's all a ploy of the elites, right? Because the elites know about reincarnation. That's why you watch this film, that movie, this series, that series. What do you get? You get people that, you know, live forever, or what you call it, go on, and you know, they set up an enterprise. I remember that was Torchwood. That, what was the one with the Marvel's Defenders, right? This you know, this group of family that rule the world, and they've been around for ages. But that's the elite. You know, they've not lived for several hundred years, but they lived, they died, but they came back in the reincarnation, and they're privy to this. They have an understanding of this.
They know that, yeah.
Right? But what do? They dumb down the masses of the people.
That's why they don't care about the women.
Yeah.
Women going out with rap stars and all like Jake, yeah. But they don't care, but they care about who the men get with. Do you know what I mean? Because they know that line needs to, you know, that line continues for the men. You know. But they don't really care which women he gets with because it's a seed.
Yeah.
But you know, they make sure that they know, you know, it's keep everything within the family. You know. I've got a precept.
Yeah.
This is Psalm chapter 83, verse 4. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
Can someone grab real quick Jeremiah 17:4?
I was just gonna say on that, man. You know, one of the first things that when a man comes up to the camp or something, one of the first things he teaches that he's an Israelite. You know, if he's an Israelite, we'll teach him, look, this is what you are, brother. This is why. We'll bring out the precepts. We'll show him the prophecies. We'll show him the curses. And once you know who you are, you know who your power is, then you know who your enemy is.
Yeah.
That's that part of that foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But these guys, they don't even know who they are. So they're fed into that trap of what? Which we all fed into. Which Esau trying to make the name of Israel no more in remembrance.
Exactly.
But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiel Shai,
Yeah.
that truth is coming out now, man.
If I can say, it's also a very beautiful thing. Your spirit, how we meditate on it. The very fact that we know who we are as a people, and we know the you know, sometimes you can decipher what nationality someone is. Right, for instance, you might be around an Edomite, and you're like, you're an Edomite. You already know how to deal with that individual. You know that individual better than they know themselves. Right, they don't know they're the devil. You do. Right, these low life people, right? So you already know how to navigate around them and deal with them as such, right? Which is one of the beautiful gifts of this, that we've been gifted with this truth, right?
Discerning spirits, man.
Yeah.
You finish on that precept?
No, if you grab this real quick.
This is Jeremiah 17:4, and it says, "And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage."
Right, so although these heathens and they've said, oh look, let's cut them off from being a nation, right? It was still, all a part of the Most High's plans.
Yeah.
Right? Carry on.
But I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies. So all these other nations, they're not our friends, man. They are our enemies.
Yeah.
Okay? And it says in
So you said cause thee to serve thine enemies. Right, these heathen nations. Where is that? Zechariah 11:5.
What is it?
Possess a slave. It's basically something like possess a slave, and then it goes on to say their shepherds pity them not. Something like that.
Zechariah said, yeah. So look. You can look it up on Urim.
Hold himself not guilty.
Yeah, it's hold himself not guilty, but it's the point at the end, I believe. Right, because he's here.
This is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Actually, I'll start from 4. Thus saith the Lord, my God. Thus saith Yahweh Shemiel Shai, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Right. So they basically believe that this is for their own gain. They think that this is their enter. They think that we're doing all this. But what do you read in Jeremiah 17? Right, this is all a part of the Most High's plan. Right? That's why once again on the Sabrina program. Right, scriptures say, what does it say in Numbers 23:23, no enchantment against Israel. But you might have a witch say, I want such and such to happen to this individual. Right, and admit to them, it may look like something's happened to that individual, right, but it was all part of the Lord's plan. I want that guy to trip up. He trips up, but he trips up because a bullet was just about to go above his head.
Well, that speaks about that in Job.
Yeah.
It said that's what Satan said to the Most High. He said, how can I? You put this hedge about it, Unless the Lord take that hedge away, and let Satan send them demons in, on the left hand side.
Exactly.
Nothing can be done, man. The Most High's got to okay it.
Yeah, that's right. That's why it says in Sirach 18 that all things are by the Lord.
Okay, let's get it.
I got set Isaiah as well.
Bad scripture.
Yeah, man. Hey, because the right hand side is more powerful than the left hand side, man.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't see the angels bowing down to Satan.
Yeah.
They're bowing down to Yahweh Shai.
Oh, Satan bows down, man.
Satan bows down to Yahweh Shai, that's right.
Quick precept. Isaiah 45:7, it says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh, do all these things. There you go, man. Most High is in control of everything. So when people say, it's Satan, he murdered this person. Hey, man, it's the Most High, man, because he allowed it.
And also because it was punishment, man.
It was punishment, judgment. That's it.
Right, and that's another thing, he's talking about people, what are you crying?
Yeah.
This is back adultery, man. You
know what's heavy about that? When we open up this open forum, we're talking about how basically the Lord chose his people, right? But then that's how you know there's an elect. Because then there's our people who just don't get it, and they're siding with Esau, man. They're being calm,
That's right.
And also, the scriptures say that Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is the Father of spirits.
Yeah.
If you're the Father of spirits, then only you have the power to give and take away. You give it to the Lord, take it away. You know, only you got the power to do that. So Satan can't come in the mix and summon that spirit to go back into the heavens, man.
So I've got to prove what you
The
just
Lord
said.
kills,
bro.
the Lord makes alive.
Ecclesiastes 8:8. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit,
Yeah,
neither hath he power on the day of death.
that's it.
There is no discharge in that war. It's look, man, it's set. You know, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Play it in clip. You know, only the Lord has the power to summon the spirit back into the realm, man. So anything that happens unto someone, the Lord summon that spirit to come back. Man.
That's right.
I had that
Sure.
Surah 18.
Did you? So was you finishing that?
Yeah,
brother?
finishing that, yeah.
Alright, Surah 18:1. He that liveth forever created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other than He, who governeth the world with the palm of His hand.
Have you still got Isaiah 45 real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, read verse 15. In fact, read that point again and read verse 15.
The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but He, who governeth the world with the palm of His hand.
Right, so there's none other than Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Isaiah 45:15, yeah?
Yeah.
It says, Verily, thou art the power, but hidest thyself.
Right now, you know, we go into it like, look, man, we're the chosen people. Lord, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and then they're like, yeah, whatever, man. As they, you know, they got a bag full of Christmas shopping on their back, right? But in that day, the Lord's gonna start doing stuff where it's gonna have to be like, right, okay. But then the Lord's gonna destroy America, and then they're gonna be like, shit. So the Lord's been around all this time. Then He see the nations. They're gonna be like, fuck, we've been fucking with the men of God, you know. And they're gonna be like, yo, surely thou art power, but how does that stuff, right? So if you carry on in.
Verse 3, who governeth the world with the palm of His hand. What does it mean to govern? It means to control. So now it's telling you that the Lord controls the world with the palm of His hand. And all things obey His will. Every single living creature upon the face of the earth, every organism obeys the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Nothing can happen outside of that. Alright? For He is the King of all, by His power dividing holy things among them for profane, man.
That's right.
So it's the Lord that's the divider of things as well, man. You know? Satan has no power over himself or, you know, over anything that the Lord hasn't given him power to control.
This is Deuteronomy 32:9. It says, See now, but I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So if the Lord says you ain't going nowhere, you ain't going nowhere, man. If the Lord designed you to go a certain height, that's where you're gonna go, man. You know, because Esau's ruling right now because the Most High said he can rule right now. You see, but is he gonna rule forever? No, because it's already set in the words of the Most High that guess what, Jacob, he's chosen his elect, which we started off with the scriptures. He's gonna rule next, man.
That's right.
You know, under Yahweh Shai, man.
Right, let me grab you a precept. Right, it says Job 14:5 on what you just said. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds and he cannot pass.
That's it, determined, man. Yeah, it's already calculated, like before you were even born, as it's written down in Romans chapter 9. You know, before the sons, the children, Jacob and Esau were born, it's already set who's going to be who, whose end is going to be who. You know what I'm saying? And who's going to rule and who's going to rule next, man. So how you gonna beat a power that has created you, and not only created you, has created your destiny? You can't beat that, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's why the scriptures talk, when it's talking about the elect, it says none shall pluck them out of the hand of the Most High.
That's it, man.
You know.
And that goes into the whole, you know, the book of Daniel's, man, with the statue and, you know, the kingdoms that were going to, you know, reign and how long they were going to reign for. You know, that was all decided from the very beginning. You know, all of that was prophecy, man. Because it was all the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's why it happened according to the book of Daniel.
Yeah,
That's why we got Brexit, man.
Yeah, that's all prophecy, man.
That's all prophecy.
That's all prophecy, man. All right, so what everyone got.
Right, I had something I want to get into. Alright, back on the topic of Israel, because this is the time we're coming into right now, man. Drake waking up. This is Isaiah 44:5. one shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel, man. So Jake is waking up, man, at an alarming rate. You know, many of them, you know, in GMS, you know, they're coming onto the truth. Many of them are in, you know, different other camps out there. Some camps teach the same thing. Some camps don't teach the same thing. But the whole vibration of Israel, of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, being the Lord's chosen people that the Bible speaks of, that vibration is out there right now. And why is it out there? Because we're in the end days, man. You know?
Cool.
And now what's going to happen is that you're going to see the elect, they're going to, you know, come onto the true truth, man. You know, the true doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which we believe, you know, through the Spirit, rests with GreatMillStone, man. You know, and any other camp, you know, that may go by another name that teaches the exact same thing that we teach and believes in the same thing that we teach, man. You know?
Quick precept up. And then just about what you said before I get this precept, is any other camp that teaches it, because ultimately in the scriptures, when you read what Paul's teaching, okay, what Barnabas is teaching and so on and so forth, it doesn't say that they taught, you know, the GreatMillStone doctrine.
Exactly.
He says they taught what? Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right.
And that's what we're really that's what we're preaching, man.
Yeah.
You know? And the Lord is dealing with GreatMillStone.
Yeah,
Man.
GreatMillStone just happens to be a name, man, that, you know, through the Spirit, you know, go put out there. But really, you know, it's really the house of David, man. You know, back in the reincarnation.
Yep.
You know?
This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. I was watching the apostles, maybe I forgot who it was. Right, basically speaking about, he got people in Dubai, man. Someone popped up on the channel in Dubai. It's like, damn.
Yeah,
Shalom from Dubai.
Yeah.
Shalom from Australia.
Shalom from Italy, you know, from all these places all around the world. Yeah, and it's beautiful to see because we know what it means. Well, we know, you know, you start getting these geographies, these territories, and like, man, where is he? You gotta pull up the Google map. Cool. Right? You know, and it's all a sign that we're coming towards the end of this, man, society, man. Right? And then, hey, it's also good at breaking Esau's stronghold of that black Hebrew Israelite image, man.
Yeah.
Right? You know, how's he gonna say black? And then you might have a camp up, you know, up north somewhere, right, in England. When it's all maybe just white Jake or whatever, right? Or in Saudi Arabia, you know, in Dubai, and you just out here in Romania, just people that look like them. What you gonna say then, right?
Yeah. Hey, I've got a quick precept on that. This is Tobit chapter 13 verse 3. Confessing before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. Because we were talking about the scattering earlier. The Lord scatters among these different nations, man. Okay, so then, you know what we do when we go on the highways and byways. What we're in England. Okay, we're going out. You've got all these different nations that walk past the camp. You know, you got Elam, you got Moab, you got Ishmael. But what do? We prophesy because that Israel's gonna. The scriptures say, "My sheep hear my voice," man.
That's right.
Okay, the elect are gonna hear. What's that? And they're gonna, and whether they watch it on the videos or whether they hear it, you know, they're gonna have a voice behind them. You know, they're gonna come up and start getting into it, man. You know, because they're gonna hear that song, man. They're gonna hear that vibration.
I was about to get that, and it's what do you call it? It's you know what's going on, grab a few.
Yeah, but
Right, it says Matthew 11:17 says, "And saying we have piped on." Right, let me start from the verse up. It says Matthew 11:16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling to their fellows and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented.
Yeah, and it's funny because that goes in hand with Ezekiel 33, man. You know, you know, our people come. They like to hear smooth things. You know, you know, because the elect are gonna hear this no matter how it comes out, man. You know, was that comedian Eddie Griffin? He goes, "Did you get the message?"
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, we're coming out with this word, okay, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And to Jake, it's like they look at it like it's entertainment. You know, they might say a certain thing, and you know, I remember the apostles talking about this. I did a video recently about the Hebrew and the Greek, and like, you know, the views ain't that important and all that. But what I noticed is the controversial topics, they get loads of views. You do a video, edifying video on Hebrew and Greek, then you know it's like 0 views, man. And Jake don't care about that. Jake just want to just be, you know, they're in that party, they're in that mirth spirit, you know, and they've got to come out of that and actually be like, yo, take things seriously. This is about our salvation, you know.
Fam, did you see the way the man cut that guy? Oh,
Yeah.
fat. Hey, look at his face. Look at his face. Ah.
Yeah, that's true. That's the spirit. Because even if you watch these YouTube videos, everything's about roasting. You know, that's the mentality of people. Oh, he got roasted. You can roast too.
Yeah.
You know, that's Jake's mentality, man.
I remember, I'll give personal testimony when I first was listening to the apostles and listening to watching the brothers on the camp and all that. You know, when I saw them cutting a guy's false doctrine, that was a display of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and the power of it, you know, and that's a beautiful thing. But then, you know, as with time, you got to get into the understanding of, you know, that is true, that is what it is. You know, the scriptures say, defend the gospel, right? But at the same time, you got to be like, yo, you got to get straight into the mentality of, hold on, I've counted the cost, hold on, seek my own salvation. You know, you got to start thinking, yo, this is, when the Lord starts dealing with you, you start believing, and when that faith mixed with that word, and the hearing of the word, that's when you got to be like, yo, hold on a second, this is reality, man.
Yeah, hey, because if I could say, you've had an abundance of people join come into the truth based off of seeing like those videos that got a lot of hype. Then they have them convicted in the spirit. Yeah, I want to join this, and they get in, but they end up falling out because they didn't really know what it was about.
Yeah,
many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna try to see if I can get this on the camera just to prove the point, right? So this is camp that was uploaded last. Our camp session last week. So updated. What do you call it? A day ago. First part 100 views. Part 2 59, 97, 40. 54, 41, 47, 219. Guess what the title is? Right, guess who that was? That was that Edomite.
The camp.
Yeah,
That shit.
Esau can't weasel his way out of punishment, right? So it went from part 747, part 8219, right? Part 9, 25, right? 25 views. Part 10, 77, right? Part 11, 112, right? Part 12, Esau brings in confusion to the righteous order, 266. Part 13, which is only 11 hours ago, right? Final, Esau doesn't fear God, and he's got the face of the Edomite that was trying to curse you out, right? 316, right? I don't know if you could grab all of that, but it's just a testament of exactly what we're saying.
And guaranteed, if we label a video, Jay-Z comes to camp, that video, he might not even be
Come to
just the fact that we
clickbait.
Jay-Z comes to camp, you're gonna see hundreds of thousands of views, man.
Yeah, the Irish guys video.
Yeah.
Almost 1 million hits, man.
Yeah.
Because it was, you know, Jake liked to get entertained, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? That spirit of entertainment is going to come to an end, man.
That's right.
We're not out here to entertain, but we're out here to bring the truth, man. We're here. Hey, the scriptures talk about lamentation and woe, man. That's what we're here to bring out, man. The bitter.
Yeah, hey, Ezra's, which was a man from the ancient world. What did he say? When I'm pointing that out, because men in the ancient world, they're more raw, they're more manly. He said, "Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days, man." Right? Let me grab this Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation, right? Not with laughs, right? Not with lows, right? But with fear and trembling, man. Right? You know, because when you watch these videos, right, you're not supposed to just get the ones that entertain, but you're also supposed to get the ones that what do you call it, that may seem less interesting, man. Right? Because those are the ones that may help you solidify your understanding in this thing, man. Well, for instance, the apostles might do a video on I forgot, I shared it in our chat. Apostle Rana, for instance, he did a video. Right, and then it basically explained why Yahweh Shai said, go not into the way, it basically go not into Samaria, right? And then, you read, and it's a whole load of history, but then you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then guess what happens? And the guy comes to the camp, right? He tries to come out under you with some, dodgy doctrine, right? And just they're like, well, that's not what it is. Right, this is what this is actually what was going on in the history, and then you yourself, you're solidified in your faith, right? And the people that are watching, then they're solidified in their faith. But would you have known that if you had just seen black woman gets cut at camp?
Yeah, if you just watching hype videos, you're just gonna know hype scriptures, man. That you can't but then you're not gonna know, you know, the foundation building scriptures, man. You know.
It's not a rap battle.
Yeah.
And this ain't Hyde Park Corner.
Yeah.
You know, we're not there to, you know, debate genealogies and debate different false doctrines, and we just come out to push the truth, and the elect are going to hear it and be sealed, and the rest are going to be condemned.
Yeah, because we know this is the truth.
Yeah. Well, we got it in our mind. We know, and we're willing that continues to the end. That's you know, once we know, we're not here that is it or let me try and convince you. It's not that convincing. When you know something is when you're in a room and everyone thinks that 1 + 1 is 4, and you know it's 2. You ain't gonna do it trying to convince everyone. Yo, but nah, losing it. You know, trying to be Jake. You know, like prophets. You know, the prophets used to get mad and all that. You know, it's like, hey, if you know 1 + 1 is 2, and you're telling like 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
And if you know some people in the room get it, some people don't. Then fuck the ones that don't. Man. They ain't meant to get it.
I got one for you. This is Proverbs 26:4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. And that's what happens.
Oh, Baba Shah, the guy that came to camp started arguing about whether a chair and this and that.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh
But
man.
he didn't know what the mark of the beast is.
Yeah.
You know, you got all this, you know, you're asking all these deep questions, so-called deep in your eyes. You're thinking, yeah, I got them. Yeah. Well, hold on, the Lord's got you. What's the mark of the beast?
Exactly.
Because the mark of the beast is out there. And soon you're going to have to face it.
Exactly.
The choice you're going to make.
You gotta think, if you got us, then there's no truth out there.
Yeah.
Do you really want to get us? Like, that means there's nothing left. Like, if you've gone to Hyde Park, gone to all of these places, and you think you got us, like, where are you gonna go after that?
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go.
Trying to destroy his own
that's
hopes.
right. That's right. And like you were saying, you know, for guys, you know, you're telling a guy 1 + 1 is 2. He's like, no, it's 4. Yeah, but this guy's a 4. I'm not dealing with this guy. Right? You know, you might earnestly be like, no, because when you do it, but when if the nigga can't get it, we move it on.
Quick precept. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And then it goes on to say, according as it was written. It says, Yahweh Shai have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And it's still like that, man. Okay, that's why the Lord has his chosen as his elect. That's why there's an order to things, man. That's why it says that the rest were blinded. Okay, the majority of our people, they're blinded, man. They're blinded to the fact, very simple fact, that they're the princes of the power.
Yeah.
You know, they're in that dead state is spoken of in I think what is it, Ezekiel 37.
Yeah.
Dry bones, man. You know.
I've got a quick precept. Romans 10:2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. That's what a lot of people have, man. They have a zeal for this truth, man. They have a zeal to, you know, aspects around the truth, but they don't want to get it 100%, man. They'd rather just stay with the little fragments that, you know, they've learned off of YouTube, the whole black thing, you know, they get, you know, bent off of being black, you know, melated, and then they'll focus on that for 10 years, you know. Just crazy, you know, how can you just focus on, you know, having melanin, man? Sri Lankans have melanin, man.
Everyone ain't Mo having melanin, man.
I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but it don't make you of the chosen.
It's normal. It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I got one for you. It's Ecclesiastes 12:12. The Spirit, talking on this before. I said, and further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end. Much study is weariness of the flesh. Right. Well, what do you got these videos, these YouTube videos, man? And you're saying, you know, they may have come across an Israelite video, right? For them, that's just, you know, one of the books. Right, then they'll go into a Kemite video.
Oh gosh.
Right, then you get them guys that try and mold the two together, man. You know, try and mold all these different doctrine. I was split into this, but when I came and got, you know, that Lord used as a castaway, so that, you know, several brothers in our camp, funnily enough, came in. But that guy, he was saying like, look, man, yeah, you know, and then because you know Noah, right? He they started talking all that Anunnaki. It was Anunnaki big head scientist bullshit, man, and trying to merge that with the story of Noah, man. Right, that's that many books, right? It's why it's the advice given. When you come into the truth, you read the scriptures, man, and only when you're at a certain level to be able to discern certain topics do you start delving into certain topics, man. Right? Hey, in fact,
Eat as much as sufficient for
that's
you.
right.
You know?
That's right.
Desire the sincere milk of the word, man. You
That's
know?
right. If I can just grab this real quick. Not This is 1 Corinthians 3 from the top. It says, and I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Yahweh Shai. I fed you with milk and not with meat. For hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet are ye able, neither yet now are ye able. Right? So when you first come into this truth, certain topics are above your measure, man. Right? See not the things that are too high for thee.
And that's a proper application of that scripture.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like when you're a child, when you're a baby, you're drinking that milk, and after that, your teeth are starting to develop. You can start, having that mushy, squashed food, and your yogurts and stuff like that. Then you can go into the meats, man, when your teeth are strong.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with this truth. Like, you come to the truth, and you're already trying to go to, breakdowns and World War I and II and that.
There's certain things on the left-hand side, right? It's expedient to know them, but that's if you're seasoned. You can't just come in and all of a sudden now you're reading into Esau's spell books and who wrote whatever. I just stick to the scriptures, man.
It's like what we were talking about with the Sabrina thing.
Yeah.
You're watching that episode, man, and you figure, what? Yeah, Eve, she didn't die, but no, she did die.
She did die.
But she didn't die straight away.
Straight away, yeah.
And then in your head, it makes you think quickly. You think, hold on. The way they say
exactly.
it, but that can fuck you
up.
up.
That can fuck you up, man.
But she did that.
She did that.
And it's understanding what death is according to the scriptures, man. Right? So even just the simple things like that, and that's why we know it's a constant attack. That's why we read in Psalms 83, they're taking crafty counsel, right? And that's why they push all of these agendas on the children and whatever, what have you, right? Because they're trying to destroy Jake at the end of the day, man. Esau thinks he can get his birthright back.
Well, quick
you got that TV show, Have I Got News for You?
There's a precept. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Simple as that, man. Not ignorant of it. Ignorance, man. These guys, they say, well, ignorance is bliss. It's bliss until you get burned up by their missiles, man. That's why the scriptures talk about, when a man increases in what? When oppression makes for wise man mad. When the Jake realizes, hold on, I'm being oppressed. Oh shit, I'm in slavery. I'm meant to be the chosen.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm meant to be the chosen. And Jake's like, when you start realizing the oppression, and you know what? The more that you're in this truth, every day you go to work, you might be out there, you might go into a shop, you might whatever, just try and live your life in this hellhole. and you get messed with. Demons and Satan trying to mess with you, right? And then you realize, hold on a second, this is oppression, man. You can't even be yourself. I remember one guy at work was telling me, yeah, the higher you go up, man, these guys that are really successful, when you're out there and you're around these, these top guys, you gotta speak softly and all that, yeah? And I was just like, so you mean like take the bass out of your voice? Yeah, exactly. He's like, exactly. And in my head I was just thinking, man, brother's been saying that for years. You gotta go there, and act like Esau the wimp.
It's funny, more time we can't even really, the people in high positions, because they dabble into certain esoteric understandings, right? They don't even want to really be around you like that, because they can feel that right hand side energy, man. Right?
I know scripture.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 1:17, and I gave my heart, meaning the mind, the love, to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that.
That's King Solomon, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And King Solomon already went up into that, man. You got deep.
Yeah.
These guys, these Freemasons, they base it all on what?
King Solomon.
King Solomon,
So many different things.
What's it called? It's Hiram of Biff and all that. Solomon's Key and all that. And
Even what you call it, the 2 pillars, man. That's from the scriptures. Right? You in what you call it, certain of Esau's. When he's in his witchcraft of his TV, you just see 2 pillars, just random. Those 2 pillars. But that's actually masonry, man. And they got that. I forget the name that it is in the scripture, but that's from the scriptures, man. Right?
Because even on the left hand side, I believe they acknowledge that King Solomon was basically the greatest to ever do it on both sides. But obviously in their own demonic way, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. It makes you vexed in the spirit, man. Because like your brother was saying, when you know the truth, man, you start analysing things in your life. And you think, no, but this is meant to be like that. My woman's not supposed to be acting like this, it's meant to be like that. It fucks you up in the spirit, man. But when you're in the world and you don't know these things, you think it's normal and you're just rolling with it, man. You might have been a simp for all your life and you come into the truth. Fuck, what was I doing?
If I can add to that, because you know, as Pearl was telling me, I've recently observed one of those aspects, and it's that thing of what do you call it, how these women navigate in these circles. Right, hey, you be, you know, you and the chick, you're linking, as they say, you're not an eye, but you know, you're courting her, right? You know, to put it more eloquently, right? You're courting her, then all of a sudden goes cold.
Yeah.
But that's because the other nigga that she really did want, he became available, man. Right now, I was observing it from the other side. I'm like, like you're saying, it's a vexation in spirits because you're thinking about fuck. So that means, oh man, you're just, you know, lamenting and lamenting. You're like, the fuck is this place, man?
Yeah.
Madness.
Man.
Yeah, you carry on, bro.
And it says, for in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
And that.
Sorry, go on, bro.
It's also, and that's, I know the brother mouthed it, but he never finished saying it. That scripture increases in wisdom, increases in sorrows, right? And that is a true saying, man, right?
Oh, that's why it says, eat the whole roll. Your mouth will be sweet, but in your belly bitter. Or did I say that backwards?
It was the right way, yeah.
Right way.
Yeah, Revelation 10:10.
I've got a quick precept, and this is why you shouldn't be hanging out with the guys in the world like that, man. Like we were talking about with Sabrina. You know, after a while, it's just like, you know, the more you realize, the more you want to be around brothers all the time, man.
Yeah, we had the conversation. What was that, Monday, brother? Monday, you actually realized the majority of the people you're around are gonna die.
Yeah.
They're gonna die. What does the scripture say in 2nd Ezra? It says, you know, in the city, right, there shall be basically few men left. So man shall desire to go into the city. Then the 16th chapter basically says they ain't gonna be people like that anymore, man. Right? You know, London's a city of 10 million people, man. For the pride of their city, the city shall be destroyed. That's 10 million, more or less, dead.
Okay. And, you know, we've been, what the topic's been, what, Israel, we're the chosen. Okay, once you realize that you're a prince of the power, you've been given that knowledge, then you start to carry yourself like royalty, you know? And you can't be with these guys in the world. Okay, have the pants sagging down, you know, acting like idiots.
Cramp your style.
Yeah, he's, you know, he's trash can guys, man. You know, but I've got a precept. This is Sirach 22:13. It says, talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Right? Because these guys ain't got understanding. It says, beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled of his fooleries. Because, you know, you start dealing with these guys, all they're going to bring you is trouble, man. Because they're not behaving according to Yahweh Shai. Okay, how you ordain us to behave.
And it says, if I can add real quick, because it's knowing, right, because I gave the example what Elder Yeshua said of going into the matrix and coming out, right? You know, what does the scripture say? Make friends with the mammon of the world, and the Apostle Ramah and Apostle Tahal going into that, right? But it's not saying, you know, be best friends. I'm not saying that at all. Right, you know, because just in case, you know, you want to skew the scriptures in one way, skew the scripture in another way, right? Use the word as not abusing it, right? Someone, you know, you can use them.
It said, the verse said, talk not much with a fool.
Yeah.
It said, don't talk to the fool.
Yeah.
Don't talk much with a fool, because you might have, like, the Apostle talking about what, mechanics?
Yeah.
Right? You might have a mechanic, and he's cool.
Yeah.
You go to him, you talk about the car, you might talk about, you know, something. He might talk about the brakes or something. He might talk to him, whatever, and that's all cool. But then you don't. It's not like the same as how it's going to be with brethren. And it says, depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness. You know, if you be around Jake be doing all kinds of conspiracies and he'd be mixing things, and you know, then he'd be like, you know, he might you just there 1 minute, you're thinking, okay, you know, he ain't that bad. Maybe he's got some, you know. Then the guy, you know what I mean? Then he starts bringing out
it's like the 10-minute rule, man. It's like you're with them first 10 minutes, cool. Then they say some off shit like, nah, I need to dip.
you know, you're throwing out certain things. You know,
testing,
trying. You know,
poking.
But then you realise, you know, this is Jake. Jake got hard-headed, man.
You start thinking that he's biting onto you. Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
Then you got Jake coming to camp saying, you know, all kinds of madness. You know, how close is what was that one?
Oh man,
It's like,
what's the closest? What? That was
it's like
bad.
anything,
I
I
know
don't
what you're talking
I don't want to
about.
repeat that shit. I don't forget I brought it up.
It's so, forget that.
You know, got a precept.
Fool.
No, well done.
This
No, he's a guy.
So,
That guy was a
so,
fool.
so,
Yeah.
Ephesians 6 and verse
That's the closest
11.
country to this.
And it says, to put on the whole arm of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we're living in a society that's socially engineered to be spiritually wicked, man. Yeah, it has no influence of the Most High, but rather the devil, man. And Esau's running that, man. And it says, wherefore take unto you the whole arm of the Most High, which is this word, these scriptures, these precepts, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. And that's the thing, the word of the Most High contains truth, which what rips and breaks down lies, man. All these philosophies that Esau brings out, you know, or the Most High don't exist, or the Big Bang Theory, or we evolved from apes and shit like that. You know what Esau brings out, and it says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having one breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with a preparation of a gospel of peace.
And what's the breastplate of righteousness? What's righteousness? Righteousness is found in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
You know, you find out the righteousness in the scriptures, man. You got the laws, you got the understanding.
Yeah.
You know, if righteousness is found in these scriptures, man. But if you follow other philosophies and all this madness out in the world, then you're gonna get caught up in that madness, man.
That's it.
Okay. Don't think that Esau ain't gonna get. He's not gonna get punished. You know, you try to defend Esau, but the scriptures say, "Though hand join in hand,
The wicked
surely the wicked
not be unpunished.
not be unpunished." They're gonna get punished, man. The Lord said, "What? He created the wicked for the day of evil."
That's it.
You know, Satan be divided against Satan. When this whole kingdom is through, which it will be through, and the Yahushua comes in all that glory and saves his elect, what's gonna happen, man? Jacob's next.
That's it.
Okay, and we're gonna have ruling righteousness on the earth. Truth is gonna flourish again on the earth, man. Righteousness, you know.
So long without fruit.
It says, it says, above all, taking the shield of faith. Now, faith is a gift according to the scriptures, man.
Yep.
So wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. Those spiritual projectiles, you know, those spiritual wicked projectiles that, you know, constantly where you're walking through the world, you know, this valley of death, you know. You might be, you know, your family is getting on you because you're into the truth. They're trying to, you know, suck you into, you know, maybe, you know, join them for Christmas or something like that. Whatever type of wickedness, you know, different types of wickedness. But you gotta have the arm of the Most High, man.
But what the example of what brought up in Sabina about the Eve example, you gotta have that knowledge and the foundation.
Yeah.
You know, knowledge. What does it say in Isaiah? It says knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that times.
Yeah.
That's part of that. You know, you can watch that, but the scripture says.
Yeah,
Exactly.
bro, yeah, you want to watch it and smell it. I said that, Charles.
Mm.
You don't want to watch it and be like, yo, she didn't really want it.
And that's the thing. Look, if you know, sincere brother, now if you ever think there's a discrepancy in the scripture or whatever, ask a brother, man. Right, and then that's, you know, if that's in sincerity, right? Because if a brother, you know, who had just come into the truth, right, you know, came across it, they might be like, oh shit, you know, and then look like, yo, you know, I was not watching this, that, and the other. He said, did he do this? And that's why, you know, you're supposed to be like, blah, blah, blah. And that's why scripture says, study to show thyself approved, right? Because more and more people are going to be coming in, right? But people that have been on camera at the camp, when people come up to camp, they expect you to know what they're talking about.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Right? You know, these brothers coming in, they expect answers. And obviously, there's some things you may not know. So you'd be like, I don't know that one. Speak to, you know, maybe older brothers, right, the elders of the camp, and they may be like, hey, you know what? Hey, ask the apostles, man. Right? You know, but there is an order, and you know, the thing, don't just jump straight to the apostles, you know, if you're in a camp or whatever, right?
But even going back, it might even be a question that you don't even want to know right now, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really want to know the answer. You got to solidify everything before you start asking out there questions, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I got cursed out for that once, man. Right, what do you call it? It was, way back when, before I was in the camp or whatever, right? And then, I was supposed, oh, how was it? I got cursed out, man. I just got sent the scripture and said, break it down. Right, it was one of those important scriptures, and I'm just there all scratching my head. I don't know, so forget the foundation first. Don't be worrying about that stuff.
I've got a precept for you.
Hmm.
Seek not the things that you
Oh, man.
That's when you gotta bring it out.
That's right, man.
Hey, this is a song and you can't play the you're playing the wrong chords.
Yeah,
it's all wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the guitar or whatever,
Yeah.
everything's got a sound. Hey, when we're singing a song, it's gonna be beautiful. It's got everything's got, even the thing that's set out of time.
Everything has its time.
Everything has its time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's right.
And that shows the spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
You know?
That's right, man. I haven't got anything else.
Hey, so as always, and Lord's what I was edifying, we're coming up to that time. It's a highly demonic time of the year. Pray, fast, right? It's a highly demonic time of the year. Keep them prayers up, fast if that's what your spirit says you have to do, right? And let's keep carrying on. 2019 is looking like a brilliant year. I mean, even today I was just seeing red. And RT has that red. Breaking news all day long, and it's this is the times that we're coming into. We basically had a mini crash today. I don't know if a crash is the correct word to use, but saying what was it? The Dow dropped 600 points today, and basically in the last week or something has dropped. I think it said 1,200 or something like that points, 1,200, 1,800 points, something like that. Right. So these prophecies are coming to pass. We quoted it before. I think we did anyway. Habakkuk, the second chapter, it says, these prophecies are for a time to come. Right, I said it'll tarry. Wait for it. It shall not tarry. Throw it up. Right,
it shall surely come.
It shall surely come.
Yeah. Can I just say something quickly? There's so many earthquakes happening on Earth right now. Right. In Matthew 24 speaks about the earthquakes.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many earthquakes. There's so many big earthquakes happening right now. It's just like it gets to the point where there's an article every day about 3 or 4 big magnitude earthquakes.
It reminds me of Yahweh Shai every time.
Yeah.
He said there's going to be earthquakes in diverse places, man. And those earthquakes are happening in diverse places. So that is prophecy being fulfilled.
Yeah, Euro News. This is this article from today. Nuclear war threat should not be underestimated, says Putin, man. So we know we're coming up to that time, man.
And it's a good thing you mentioned that prophecy, right? Because that's in Revelations. What does it say about the spirit of Yahweh Shai?
The spirit of prophecy. Yeah, come on.
So that's one of the main things that we teach, and we have to teach, because in different kingdoms of different times, the prophets had to speak against the kingdom, man.
That's right.
It's going to be destroyed. If you read Jeremiah 28 and 8, it's prophesied for its downfall, and America is going to get its downfall, man. Yeah, Babylon the Great is going to be fallen, and it's going to be destroyed with nuclear fire. Yeah, but prior to that, all these major prophecies are going to be seen with the naked eye. The mark of the beast, RFID chip, and World War III, man.
I got a quick precept. Isaiah 46 and verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
That's right. Prophesied to say before, right? To say things that haven't happened yet, but it's going to happen.
That's right.
That's a very great and spiritual power. If there's any great power, is to know what's going to happen before it happens, and that's from the spirit of the Lord.
Sure. I would rather that you prophesy.
Exactly.
So hey, as we said, Lord's will always edify. Until the next time, give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to both in the work and true, one sincerity. Shalom.